In week 3 already. Time is flying. So week 3 assignment via Connect. Okay. And it was just one question, okay, regarding codes. Okay. So for letter A, finding the ICD-10 code, the correct code for the following diagnoses. Okay, and now let me go and log in to find a code as well. Okay, so the first one was Brewer's infarct. Okay, and I uncheck CPT modifiers and HCPCS because we're only searching for ICD-10. Okay, so based off of your selections, we only have one complete match and the rest are partial matches. Which code would you select for Brewer's infarct, or which one would you like me to select? Which link would you like me to select for this one? That's correct. N28.0. Okay? Renal infarct. All right, ischemia and infarction of kidney. All right? Okay, now let's go to the next one. Let's see. We have paranoid conjunctivitis. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy and paste this into our search engine via find a code. Okay. 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 Now, when you type in paranoid conjunctivitis, okay, you have no complete matches, but you have partial matches shown below. Okay. So, if you click on the actual, disorders or conjunctivitis, okay, then you will see a variety of selections here, okay? So we have mucopurulent conjunctivitis, we have acute atopic, other acute, we have unspecified acute conjunctivitis, chronic, we have blepharoconjunctivitis, other conjunctivitis, okay? Now, in here, I didn't see anything about paranoid specifically, and then also it did not specify mucopurulent, acute atopic, other acute, unspecified acute, chronic. It says paranoids, and none of that falls onto this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on other conjunctivitis. Okay, and I think it skipped a step here for me. So let's just go ahead. Okay, so other conjunctivitis. So it's not pinguiculitis either, so it doesn't specify the type of conjunctivitis, and it doesn't say acute or any of those other options. So therefore, in this case, we will select other conjunctivitis, which is 810.89. Okay? So that's how we locate that specific code. Again, if it doesn't specify the actual type within it, then we are allowed to say, okay, this is an other type of conjunctivitis. Okay. All right. Moving on to our next one, we have seasonal allergic rhinitis due to pollen. Uh-oh, what happened here? My mouse is getting the best of me. Okay, so seasonal allergic rhinitis due to pollen. Whoops. Let's go back. All right. Okay. Seasonal allergic rhinitis due to pollen. There's only one complete match. Okay. And allergic rhinitis due to pollen. Let's click on that link. We have allergy not otherwise specified due to pollen. Hay fever, pollinosis, This is definitely a code that I know I had when I was first diagnosed with allergies and seasonal allergies when I was a little girl, because I know I have hay fever. So it's interesting to look at all the codes and say, hey, this is what I have. This is probably what's in my medical record as we speak. So, but J30.1 is a correct code for seasonal allergic rhinitis due to pollen. Okay, which again, that was only one complete match. Okay. Next, we have cardiac arrhythmia, letter D. Let's undo that one here. Okay. All right. So we have cardiac arrhythmia. All right, let's click on the first one. First match, it says cardiac arrhythmia unspecified. Arrhythmia, cardiac, and otherwise specified. This is our correct code because it just says cardiac arrhythmia. Okay, it doesn't specify other cardiac arrhythmias, and it again has different options for you to select. Okay, however, again, it doesn't specify what type of cardiac arrhythmia, so therefore it's unspecified. So it's I49.9. And remember to differentiate between the number 1 and letter I, because that can also result in an incorrect code, which causes problems also. Okay, per our discussion form this week. Okay, so be sure to type in I49.9. Next, we have backache. Let's go to backache. Okay, so we have 3 matches here. Let's click on the first one, see what it says. Oh, there we go. Backache, and otherwise specified. It didn't specify what kind of backache, it just says backache. So this is our correct code, M45.9. I'm sorry, did I say it backwards? M54.9. All right. Next, we have sebaceous cyst. Let's go. Okay, what code would you choose here from sebaceous cyst for letter F? I believe, yep, for letter F. Sebaceous cyst, which one would you choose for this one? Yep, that's correct. L72.3. Yep, that's right, Angel. Good job. Angel Marie, yep, that's correct. So L72.3. Whoops. Okay. Now moving on to adenofibrosis of left breast. So in this case, again, I'm going to type in adenofibrosis, okay? We'll worry about the details or what side after we locate the actual section, okay? So let's type in adenofibrosis. Okay, so we have 2 options here. We have fibroadenosis of breast and endometriosis of uterus. So we know it's definitely not endometriosis of uterus. So let's click on fibroadenosis of breast. Okay, and here it specifies what size. It's unspecified, left or right. In this case, it did specify left. So N60.22 is our correct answer. Okay, next we have chronic cystitis with hematuria. Okay, so let's go ahead and type this one. Whoops. Okay. Okay. So we have several complete matches here. Which one would you choose for chronic cystitis with hematuria? Chronic cystitis with hematuria, which one would you select? That's correct, Marie. Yep, N30.2, and that's correct, Angel. Yep, N30.21. Good job, both of you. Okay, next. Okay, now this is a tricky one here, okay? So we have, now, we can look at this two ways, okay? We have, it's kind of like 2 diagnoses. So this patient had a normal delivery. That is a code. They delivered a baby normally, okay? No emergency, or no C-section, anything of that nature. It was a normal delivery. Then we also have, it's a single live birth, no twins, triplets, things of that nature. So we have normal delivery, comma, single live birth. Okay, so this is going to require 2 codes. Hint, hint. 2 codes, okay? So let's go ahead and type that into our search engine here. Which two codes? No complete matches found, because again, this is they're like the system is going, okay, we have two different things here, huh? We're just going to give her partial, or give them partial, and they can decide on it from then. So from these matches, which one would you select for, again, normal delivery and also for a single live birth? Two codes are to be entered into this particular diagnosis. Okay, yep, that's one. That's correct, Angel. O80. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. It's the letter O, 8, and then the number 0. Yep, that's correct, Marie. Yep, Z37.0. And that's correct, Angel. Yep, that's correct. Both of you. Good job. Oh, that's the letter O80, comma, Z37.0. Okay, so again, be sure and type the letter O instead of 080. It's O80. Okay, and then 737.0. So let's go ahead and type that in here, O80. And then we said Z37 point, like that. Okay, and I also want to let you know, if the system, is very, very sensitive, so sometimes it takes the correct answer, sometimes it doesn't, depending on how it's reading it. So if you see, hey, I went over this and this is correct, but it marked me wrong, no worries, because I always go in here and check manually, okay, and I always change the grades if the system did mark you wrong for something you did correct. Okay, so no worries about that. All right. Next, we have stage 2 pressure ulcer of the right ankle. Okay, so let's go into our search engine here. Copy and paste stage 2 pressure ulcer of right ankle. Okay, only one complete match. Pressure ulcer of right ankle, stage 2. So that code would be L89.512. Okay. Was it L89.512? Okay. 512. All right. Next, we have acute myocarditis due to influenza. Okay. Now, I know some had questions regarding this because it said it was due. It's kind of words it differently. Acute influenza due to myocarditis, not myocarditis due to influenza. However, there are no complete matches found. So what we're going to do, we're going to look in the partial matches. Okay. So the first one here says influenza due to unidentified influenza virus with myocarditis. The second one says influenza due to other identified influenza virus with myocarditis. So let's go ahead and just open these first two just to differentiate, okay? Because we know we can rule out the flu due to identified novel influenza A virus. This gives us too much information. We didn't ask for all that, so we know, or I should say the diagnosis. The chart didn't ask or specify for us to, provide a code for that, so that's ruled out, okay? So then we have, due to certain identified influenza viruses, no, we did not specify any specific types. With GI manifestation, otitis media, nope, none of all that is ruled out. So let's go between these two, okay? So I have J11.82. Let's go look at J10.82. Okay, so I have both of these up, J10 and J11. So what's the difference between the two? J11 says influenza myocarditis, not otherwise specified. Influenza due to unidentified influenza virus with myocarditis. Okay, and then we have J10.82, influenza due to other identified influenza virus with myocarditis. So the difference between the two, influenza due to unidentified influenza virus with myocarditis. Okay, and then influenza myocarditis, not otherwise specified. Again, this did not identify what particular influenza virus. It just says due to influenza, period. But J10.82 said is it due to other identified influenza virus? No, it didn't specify. It didn't have a weird or different name due to such and such influenza. Kind of like the paranoid conjunctivitis. That was other. It was some other identified, virus or conjunctivitis. So it didn't say due to so and so influenza or something so and so type influenza. It just says plain due to influenza. So therefore, it was unidentified. Okay, so that's why it's J11.82 again, because it did not specify another identified influenza virus with myocarditis. Okay, so basically, our J11.82 is our correct answer, again, because it's due to unidentified influenza virus, okay, with myocarditis, okay. So that's J11.82. Okay, that's how we determine that. And the patient has myocarditis due to the influenza. Okay, but again here, it's an unidentified influenza virus. Whew, try saying that more than once. It is due to an unidentified influenza virus. Okay, so that's why J11.82 is our correct answer. Correct code rather. Okay. All right, moving on to letter L, we have acute otitis media bilateral. So again, in this case, what I do is I'm going to type in otitis media bilateral, okay? And because again, acute, let's go with the major specifics here, okay? In the diagnosis. So otitis media bilateral. So I'm going to go on ahead and up here, otitis media, comma, bilateral. It's searching. Okay. So from these complete matches, which one would you select? Acute otitis media bilateral or otitis media bilateral? Which one would you select? That's correct, Marie. That's correct. H66.93. Yep, that's correct, Angel. Good job. So this one, otitis media, unspecified bilateral, that is correct. I know some of you are probably concerned because you're like, okay, hold up, Miss Rogers, hold up, Kimberly, I see acute serious otitis, media right here. But the thing is acute serious otitis media. Again, words make a major difference, especially in coding. If it's not documented, it did not occur and it's not diagnosed. If it's documented exactly verbatim, that's exactly what we're going to get 100% or even 99% close to, okay? So again, it did not say acute serious. Excuse me. Acute, all this fun coding gets me choked up. So acute serious otitis media. It did not specify acute or serious. It just says acute otitis. It did not say, again, it didn't specify what type of otitis media. It didn't say serious. So therefore, H66.93 is the correct answer. Okay, so again, it's not acute serous otitis media. It is H66.93. It's H66.93, the unspecified. Okay? And that's how we come to that. Okay? Unspecified type of otitis media. Again, acute, what type? Okay, it's a specific type. Again, if it's unspecified, it is our code. All right? Our next one here, wrong page. Endocarditis due to Q fever. Okay, this is another 2 code one. Again, why? Because the patient has endocarditis due to Q fever. Okay, so let's go ahead and. Okay, now which 2 codes would you select for this one? Again, it's two codes. They gave us 2 complete matches, and they're like, okay, let's give them partial matches too. But it's 2 separate codes, so therefore, and 2 separate diagnoses, so it's 2 complete matches. So which 2 codes would you choose for this one, for letter M? Yep, A78 and I39, that's correct. And again, that's right. Make sure it's an I instead of a 1. So it's A78, comma, I39. Okay, that's correct. Okay. Now for influenza vaccination, we all know that's like basically a flu shot or your regular standard immunization. Okay, like if you get as a child, you have to have your shots, as they say. Okay, so therefore, let's go ahead and just type in, just not to confuse the system, just type immunization. Okay, now here is be careful because it says immunization not carried out and under immunization status, acute illness of patient. Nope, all this is ruled out because it doesn't specify not carried out because of it did occur. They did provide the influenza immunization or influenza vaccination. So therefore, all these were not carried out because of something. That's not correct. So let's go to the second page. Okay. Okay, so we have encounter for immunization. Okay, now let's go back over here and say infection following. Nope, it didn't specify anything what occurred after or following the immunization. Okay, infection following immunization, subsequent. Nope, infection. No, all these are rolled out. So let's go ahead and look at again at encounter for immunization. Encounter for immunization code first. Any routine childhood examination. However, in this case, it's just one code only, just regular plain old encounter for immunization. Okay, so this would be our correct code. Okay, Z23. And that's all for that one. Okay. Okay, now, this is a fun one. The next one, we have vertigo. Okay. Now, vertigo, it doesn't specify of central origin, right ear, from infrasound, of central origin, from infrasound, anything of the ear. Okay, so therefore, vertigo definitely has something to do with the ear. And let's see if, I'm going to show you something. Now, in the coding manual, if you go to look up vertigo, it'll have different subsystems or some sections you can look into. But in this case, if you're confused, you're like, okay, vertigo is not, it just doesn't state just plain old vertigo, you know, in the system. So what can I do here? Okay, so this is what you would do. Just type in vertigo, say, okay, what is the meaning? Let's do your research, okay? So what's vertigo? Okay, so, okay, it's a sensation of spinning that is related to problems within an ear, okay? We have problems, it causes problems in the brain, from the central nervous system, inner ear, vertigo, feels as if they are, or the objects around them are moving when they are not. Okay, that sounds like spinning, dizziness. Okay, yep, dizziness, okay? So what I would do is type in, because vertigo is the same thing as dizziness, okay? All right, so we have other disassociative, nope, let's go ahead and click on this. There we go. We found it. Vertigo, not otherwise specified. In this case, what do we have? Vertigo, and there's nothing else along with it, so therefore it's unspecified. So there it is, dizziness and giddiness. Vertigo, not otherwise specified. R42 is our correct answer. Okay, that's how we come up with that one. Okay. Next, we have anti-neoplastic chemotherapy induced anemia. Okay. All right, and there's only one complete match. Anti-neoplastic chemotherapy induced anemia. Again, it's not induced pancytopenia. Okay, D64.81 is our correct answer. Okay, then we have muscle spasms, right thigh. Okay. Okay, so out of these partial matches, which one would you select for muscle spasms of the right thigh? Which one would you select? From these selections, muscle spasms. Oh, D64, that's, oh, I think that's the one. Yep, that's correct, Marie. Yep, M62.451, that's correct, yep. Because we know it's not a separation of the muscle. It mentions muscle spasms of the right thigh, basically contraction of muscle, right thigh. Okay, not separation, not separation, not muscle wasting and atrophy, no. So M62.451 is our correct answer. Next, we have influenza with acute respiratory infection. Oh, it's no problem, Angel, no problem. Don't forget the M. Don't forget the M right in front of your 62.451. It's M62. That's correct. No, I totally understand, Angel. No problem at all. I understand that. No worries. Okay. Influenza with acute respiratory infection. Which one would you do? Remember, there's only one complete match and partial matches. Which one would you select for this one? Influenza with acute respiratory infection. Which one would you select? That's correct. J11.1. That's correct. Yep, that's correct. And again, didn't specify bronchiectasis or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, severe sepsis, no. So again, yep, J11.1 is our correct code. Next, we have pneumonia due to Streptococcus group B. Okay. Okay, out of these, we have 3 complete matches and the rest are partial. Which one would you choose for pneumonia due to Streptococcus group B? Which code would you select? Yep, J15.3. That's right, correct. Good job. Yep, that's good, Kareen. Yep, all of you, great job. That's correct. That's correct. Good job, good job. Then we have, last but not least, we have menorrhagia. Whoops. Okay, from this selection, which code would you select from this selection? Which one would you choose? That's correct, Angel. Good job. Good job. Now remember, we can rule this out. That's correct, Kareen. Good job. Yes. Now remember, it's not N92.2 because, yep, that's good job, Marie. Yes, absolutely. Good job, you all. Now remember, excessive menstruation at puberty. This is not the correct answer because it didn't mention at what specific stage. So it says menorrhagia, excessive menstruation at puberty. That's ruled out. We just want plain old menorrhagia, okay? So then we have excessive bleeding in the premenopausal period. Again, it did not specify what period or stage of your life that this is occurring, okay? But excessive and frequent menstruation with regular cycle, yep, that's our one. That's what menorrhagia is, okay? And then, of course, it's not postmenopausal. Again, it didn't specify what time in your life, a female is going through this, and it's not a hemorrhage of genitourinary prosthetic devices, implants, no. So, yep. Just plain old menorrhagia, meaning excessive and frequent menstruation with regular cycle. So N92.0. And that's our assignment. Good job, you all.